everyone, and welcome! If there were an animal that could make you feel both tiny and amazed at the same time, it's the humpback whale. These gentle giants are basically the ocean's opera singers. Massive, emotional, and a little mysterious. But unlike most pop stars, humpbacks don't lip sync. Now, depending on where you live, humpback whales might currently be packing their imaginary suitcases because it's migration season. Around this time of year, some humpbacks are leaving their feeding grounds in colder regions like Alaska, the North Atlantic, or Antarctica, and heading toward warm tropical waters. Why? Because who doesn't want to escape the cold and spend the winter somewhere nice? For humpbacks, that means places like Hawaii, Mexico, or the South Pacific, basically the whale version of an all-inclusive beach resort. During the summer, they bulk up in the chilly north, eating up to 3,000 pounds of krill and small fish per day. But during migration and breeding season, they actually stop eating. Imagine going on vacation and deciding, no food, just vibes. They rely on their fat reserves to get through the trip. So yeah, humpbacks invented intermittent fasting long before influencers did. Humpback whales can grow up to 50 feet long. That's like a school bus with flippers. And they're instantly recognizable by those long pectoral fins, which can stretch to 1/3 of their entire body length. It's like nature said, you know what this whale needs? Jazz hands. But what truly makes humpbacks famous is their songs. Only the males sing, and these songs can last up to 30 minutes and travel for miles underwater. Scientists think it's part love song, part power ballad. Basically their way of saying, hey ladies, check out my lungs. What's even wilder is that all the males in a region sing the same song, and over time they change it together, like a remix. So somewhere out there, there's a humpback DJ deciding, let's drop the bridge and add more bass. Despite their size, humpbacks are surprisingly playful. They breach, which means leaping out of the water like it's a competition for most dramatic entrance. They slap their fins and tails on the surface, sometimes for communication, and sometimes just for fun. If you've ever seen one do a full body twist midair, you realize how much joy these creatures seem to have. It's like watching a 40-ton dolphin doing interpretive dance. And that playful energy extends to how they interact with humans. Divers and snorkelers often describe humpbacks as curious and surprisingly gentle. They'll swim close, make eye contact, and sometimes even roll on their sides to get a better look. Which is adorable until you remember their pectoral fin is longer than your car. One of the most famous human encounters happened in 2017 when marine biologist Nan Hauser was swimming in the Cook Islands and a humpback whale started nudging her, gently but persistently, with its head and fin. She was confused until she realized the whale was actually protecting her from a nearby tiger shark. The whale even lifted her out of the water with its fin at one point. After she got to safety, the shark passed right by. Talk about a guardian angel with barnacles. But not every interaction goes perfectly. Sometimes, curious humpbacks get a little too close. In 2021, 2 kayakers in California had the ultimate wrong place, wrong time moment when a feeding humpback accidentally scooped them up in its mouth, along with some fish. Don't worry, the whale immediately spit them out unharmed, probably thinking, nope, too crunchy. Still, that's one way to find out what the inside of a whale's mouth looks like. Despite their friendliness, there's a fine line between interaction and interference. Experts always remind people to keep a respectful distance. These animals might be gentle, but a casual tail slap could send a small boat flying. Right about now, as we move into late fall, many humpbacks are in transit. Northern Hemisphere whales are heading south to breed and give birth in warm tropical waters. It's their annual baby moon. Down in the southern hemisphere, it's the opposite. Those whales are leaving their breeding grounds and heading toward Antarctica to feast. Basically, the entire humpback population of Earth is playing a giant game of musical oceans. What's amazing is how precise their navigation is. They can travel over 5,000 miles each way. Yet they return to the same breeding and feeding areas every year. Scientists think they use the Earth's magnetic field and even the stars to find their way, like celestial GPS. Meanwhile, I still sometimes can't find my car in a parking lot. Humpbacks also work together in ways that are both smart and visually stunning. When hunting, they perform something called bubble net feeding. One whale blows a ring of bubbles around a school of fish while others swim below, herding the prey into the center. Then, all the whales rise through the middle, mouths open, scooping up fish in a synchronized gulp. It's like synchronized swimming meets an all-you-can-eat buffet. Honestly, if you've ever tried to coordinate a group photo, you'll understand how impressive that is. Once upon a time, humpbacks were nearly wiped out by commercial whaling. By the 1960s, their numbers had dropped by over 90%. Thankfully, international protection came just in time, and their populations have rebounded dramatically. Now around 80,000 humpbacks swim the world's oceans, a true conservation success story. But they still face threats from ship strikes, entanglement in fishing gear, and noise pollution that can interfere with their songs. So the battle isn't over yet. Maybe that's what makes humpbacks so captivating. They remind us that the ocean isn't just full of mystery. It's full of personality. They're massive yet graceful, mysterious yet friendly. And right now, as they glide through the vast blue toward warmer seas, it's hard not to feel a little inspired by their journey. Because if a 50-foot whale can swim thousands of miles without GPS or snacks, maybe we can all find our way too. So next time you see a picture of a humpback breaching or hear one of their eerily beautiful songs, remember, that's not just noise. That's nature's soundtrack playing the ultimate reminder: big hearts, big journeys, and even bigger splashes. Thanks for watching.